these late night games. We apologize for that, for you guys, but exciting game. I was excited when I walked out and I saw the student support that we had. The Big Ten season is such a bear when you go through it, and all the other schools, including Michigan, when the Big Ten season comes, it's a lot of fun for a lot of people. It was a great basketball game. Penn State, I just see I've watched Pat's teams. We've been friends. He told Shep for 28 years, and it is about right, when he was a guard at Philadelphia Textile. And I like their team. They had a really good team, and I didn't think they were that good until we got into the mix with them, and we could see how talented they were, how they're going to drive us to the basket. And they drove us wherever they wanted to in the first half, and we let them. We were not physical defensively at all in the first half. Our starting five is not a physical team defensively. We must become that. We must become that. And we're going to be working on that because it's the only way you're going to survive at this level. And I thought we were much better in the second half with some areas, but our seniors who were not on their A game were certainly just nothing short of spectacular in those last 5 minutes. They made the foul shots, they made the big plays, they threw the oop, they did a lot of great things and committed to their defense.
Coach, we'll start with Madeline.
Coach, how would you characterize the turnaround, obviously, after struggling for so much of the game? What was really the spark that enabled?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It's a great question. We went into the huddle at 11:53. We were down 12. I didn't have to say anything. It was all the circle that I was in. They were all extremely charged up and upset with each other. And I'm not pointing fingers at them. I mean, they were just upset with each other. They were very encouraging and very strong words that, no, we were not losing this game. We're not starting off in the league 0-2. We're going to make this happen. That's all I heard. I didn't have to say a whole lot except set up tell them the expectation on defense, what we could see. I think we had to change a rotation, and then tell them what we're running on offense, and the rest took care of itself. We need that.
Chris?
Did you feel like maybe they had a little more energy than you guys? They were the 50-50 balls and on the boards early in the game?
You know what? I think they're quicker than us at a lot of positions. They really are. They're certainly quicker at the center position. Those guys, and the shot blocker, I probably shouldn't go into a game and say they got a shot blocker, because he's getting 3 a game, and that's a high number. 24 was. 44 can get some too. And I shouldn't probably say that again, because we were looking for them when we had opportunities. But they're quicker at us at a couple of positions and got a little bit more size than us. So we have some athletes. We're not as athletic as they were.
Right down here with Noah.
I'm just curious, the last 4 seconds subbing Sean in there, was that to sort of?
Yeah, I
get
just wanted to
things
slow it
stopped?
down, and I didn't want to use a timeout to let them set something up, right? They were out of timeout, so I just said, how can I slow them down so that we can switch every screen and get there? So he's the one that probably understands. I could have put Ibby in there, and we might have missed something and left an open shot. Just because he didn't have experience in that. He just knows that game from he's a little bit more mature in that situation.
You guys practice that a lot?
I told him he played great defense at the end too. You know what's really ironic? It's a great question. Yesterday, the end of our special situations, I had defending a 3. And because this week is a cramped week, defending a 3 late in the game up by 3. We've done it like back in November. I wanted to do it again and we didn't do it. So I said, oh, please, not another Wisconsin game here going into overtime.
Great.
I guess piggybacking off of that, kind of what goes into the decision if you're going to foul in that situation? If not, just kind of what go into that?
We have been obviously all over the place. We've always chosen not to foul in that situation. We're not a great rebounding team, right? You can see that. So you can lose a game in that situation. And when they got to go the full court, and they got to make a half-court shot, right? One of the times that we tried to foul, when we had a foul to give, was at Wisconsin. We missed it, and the guy threw it in from half court. So I've just never fouled there in that situation, and I don't think anybody's came up with analytics that there's any difference in the two. Somebody proves it analytically to me, I would change. But teaching a guy to foul, teaching him, he's up in the air, and all of a sudden you're fouling him, and now he's shooting 3. It's not. We've practiced it. It is not as easy as you think.
Right down front with John.
You talked about the determination and really the desperation they played with when it was 14.
Yeah.
Is there a way to generate that earlier, or is it just the situation that produces it?
No, I don't think it was all energy. I think they were just better at what they were doing and their quickness. I think their length and their quickness surprised us. Reeves is a really underrated player. That he did a great job defensively, and he made some really big plays for them. He's a good foul shooting team. So that was it. The other issue is that was a point of emphasis. Guys, we played 45 minutes in Iowa, shot 5 foul shots, and you're shooting 82%. Getting there 21 times? Right, getting there 21 times is huge for us. So I think that was his biggest factor, is any energy that we had.
Brandon?
Zach was talking about that under 12 timeout, and mentioned that he stepped forward and he said,
Yep.
no, we're not gonna be able to.
Maurice as well.
And I guess, have there been any internal conversations about, being more player-led and stuff like that, not needing?
Oh, yeah, no, ownership is a constant theme, and we talked, even this summer, we had meetings about this pivoting, and you don't have to be a holler guy every day. But there was a situation there where Mark Diddell told Mo on the way out, you gotta set better screens. I've never heard that. I've never heard him coach the other guy. So it's just, I don't know if it is this generation what it is. Their communication skills and dealing with people right now, we have to work at it every day to get it done. So they know that, and that was a great example where it all sort of came together at this crescendo of, all right, our backs to the wall now. We got to all talk and get through this.
Even though the Iowa game ended the way it did,
Yep.
You saw kind of a similar closing 10 minutes in that game from Zach and
Yep.
Derek as you did tonight.
I
See, now it's a winning effort.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are they showing you right now?
Well, what I did want to do, and it hurt, it was only 2 minutes or so, but get Zach out, I think we had a foul, I had to put him right back in. I thought both Derek and Zach in overtime were tired the other day, and so I wish I'd given them a rest. I want to do that today. But, and I could give Derek an early rest, gave Zach a 2-minute rest, but it was backed up to a timeout and gave him enough energy. But I'm forgetting what your question was.
What are they kind of showing you in terms of, there was a clear difference between a team that was young, didn't
Yeah.
know how to win in the
Yeah.
last 10, and you guys had two guys who you could.
Well, in that game against Iowa, we did everything offensively we needed to do except the last play. I mean, we scored baskets, we just couldn't stop them. I think this time the sense of urgency was better at the defensive end to get stops. You don't go on 11, was it 11-0 run without getting stops. We got stops, we got steals, we ran the floor. We didn't get those stops. And, the shot number 10 took, when they were down 2, right? Bohannon made that the other day. I mean, so there's not a lot of genius in that. That shot didn't go in, and the other one Bohannon went in.
Andrew?
Coach, you said you must become a more physical team. Have you had teams that have developed that over a season? How do you do that?
It develops over time, and it's just like the processing, their speed of processing. It does. With the way you look at guys' bodies and where they were 2 years ago, they have been growing up being pushed around when they're skinny and they're long and skinny. You take Mo and DJ, they're really, it hurts to have contact. But then when you spend 2 years with John Sanderson, it doesn't any hurt anymore, but it's not natural to him. So you got to get to it, and you're hoping that it will come along gradually. And I think every coach struggles with that as well. To get either you got to recruit really physical guys, and that's really hard to see too. And so we just got to build it and give them confidence in that it works.
Got time for a couple more. Mark?
When you're 1-9 or 3 at halftime, are you expecting that it's going to turn, or are you trying to think of ways that if it doesn't, then how are we going to win this game?
Well, I like the way we finished the half. That was a big point, that we got to stop, right, and then we got a basket, and it was our ball coming back out, and we got a basket again. So it was huge to just do that. But no, it's not. I was just upset, Mark, at halftime of how we just let them plow through us. Okay, you want the basket here? I'll just give it to you because I don't want to stand in here. And as long as that was happening, 11 was going to drive right at us all day long. And as long as we moved out of the way, he was going to keep doing it. And so that was my big point at halftime. We have to do a better job of not giving them these easy baskets or putting them in the foul line.
We'll close with Min and then Chris.
You said in Iowa that your perimeter defense left a lot to be desired and your transition defense was good. What do you think of both tonight?
I have to watch the film more. That we're not winning games as over a period of games because of our defense right now. We're winning because we get to the foul line and we're not turning the ball over. I mean, the 5 turnovers again. What did we have the other day? 4 or 5. I mean, that's the way we have to win right now. As we get these guys that just continue to go. I mean, it's incredible the amount of time we spend that we didn't spend maybe last year. And I mean, it's good 30, 40 minutes of practice last year. Now it's 50, 60 minutes of practice. And the game keeps changing. And like I said, every team is differently. And so it's been a challenge for us, both physically to be stronger defensively, but then mentally be one step ahead of the defense. They know what they're doing. We don't. And so to guess and be on time and be on target with different things, it's not as easy as you think.
Last week with Chris.
Duncan kind of had a couple plays there in the 3 that kind of
Yep.
timed me a little bit. Just talk about that.
In between shot there, and he came off. I thought he got fouled on the first 3 when he came off the same screen, and we ran it right back at him, and he knocked it in. It was a huge play for us, and that's we wanted him out there, but then I was really happy. Mohammed the other day didn't play a lot because we thought they'd play a lot of zone, and he was in foul trouble in the first half. But, we want Mohammed out there, but Duncan's got to be that guy that gives everybody a rest, that changes the look of our defense, that he's got to hunt and really hunt. And like his in-between shot, he almost had a drive and a finish at the basket. Just filling his role really well for us.
And then Derek said he almost choked you with your tie about the 200th win.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you?
It does. It's like I was telling the radio that Kathleen and I have been here for 10 years, and it's great 10 years. It just seems like it's still like in the process. It doesn't feel like it's okay. We're in this, and we just. It feels like we're still just like new from just continue. We've been building ever since we've been here. We've had these injuries. We've had the NBA. We're just always building and building like it was the first couple of years. So it's flown by because when you're doing that, you never get content. You're driven to make this thing work, even though there's been some obstacles. And so the time has flown by because you're driven so much.
All right.
Thanks.
Congratulations.